It's been 5 years since I uploaded my first video onto YouTube. I guess it's time I made an opening to make my videos look more professional. Fuck that, let's just get on with the video. This episode starts with opening credits, and oh my word, someone was proud of this. Like, really proud. Like, really, really proud. It's a shame we're talking about Double Rainboom. So, the episode begins and we encounter our first problem. They're using characters from the show. That's not to say that using characters from the show in your fanfiction is always bad. You can very easily do that and still make something good. But the chances of the final work being bad increase when you go from badly made original character to uncanny main character. For example, remember Your OC Sucks? Or are they still on the go? Well, back when I watched them, it seemed half the OCs had backstories that desperately tried to tie the character to the main six. Here is Starlight Glummer. She used to live in a town where everyone had the same cutie marks. She ran the place like a dictator. After she was defeated by the main six and learned the magic of friendship, she became Twilight Student. She's best friends with Trixie. She now works as a guidance teacher at Twilight's... Oh wait, that is a character from the show. Either way, it's the same here. It's not that they sound different that makes them off, it's that they act less like the characters from the show and more like a spreadsheet of that character, as well as being a collection of quotes. For example, Twilight's making a potion and Rainbow Dash walks in, and she calls her an egghead, despite her only calling her that in one episode.
It's not egghead stuff, it's science.
Science, of course!
It even includes a dongly thing! I should also say that this was made for Zachary Rich's college curriculum. Coincidentally, this fan episode is 5 years old. I don't know how he was allowed to upload this since everything I submitted to my digital media course belonged to the college. But I'm guessing it works differently in America. Pacing wise, it's a lot like someone tried to make the opening just like in Friendship is Magic. Only not very well. There's weird pauses all over the place. It hangs on this glass bottle flying through the air for like 3 seconds. When has the show ever done that? Same for the gags, they're very un-MLP like. Also, Twilight's reaction to Rainbow Dash coming in looks like she's walked in on her reading Playmare. It's for the articles. Twilight eventually makes a potion and... Seriously? A troll face? In fact, a lot of this episode is like playing Spot the Meme. You see them constantly. Like when Twilight's describing each of the ponies' talents, you see Rarity make costumes of various cartoon characters. Not long after, we see a companion cube and a bottle of Chemical X, as well as fan memes like Scootaloo being a chicken. Twilight says the potion is a talent enhancer. Isn't Rarity's talent finding gems? And that it would make Rainbow Dash fly faster. Then Rainbow Dash drinks the potion.
Oh my gosh! I need to record the effects! I don't feel any different.
Hey, it's like that episode. And that's like in Powerpuff Girls. Foreshadowing. Twilight's tests say that Rainbow Dash is fine. And then she flies through the roof. Dear Rarity, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Spike. Still pushing that Spike Rarity thing. Just wait till Ember. Or Smolder. She flies through Ponyville. There's even a bit where they turn the town into a pinball machine. When have they ever done that? Yes, I know this is a fan fiction, but that's the sort of thing I'd expect from a parody, whereas this sold itself on being the first fan-made episode. You need to pick a side. If you want to be a parody, then be a parody. If you want to be a fan-made episode, then be a fan-made episode. You can't be both. Rainbow Dash ends up in space. And somehow doesn't suffocate. Also, what's up with that moon? Is that another meme? I like memes, but this is ridiculous.
Whoa! With this power, I can do anything! I could easily do a sonic rainboom. Even a double rainboom.
I hate it when shows and movies say their title. It's just trailer fuel. Also, what's with these black pauses? You do realise those were where adverts would go if you watched the show on TV, right? Rainbow Dash starts flying towards the ground. It's funny because we all know what's about to happen. War. War never changes. Was this made before or after Fallout Equestria? Although, when we see Twilight standing on the hill afterwards, Ponyville looks fine. After that reference, Rainbow Dash finds herself somewhere new, and yet familiar.
The city of Townsville is under attack!
That voice sounds way too good. Did they actually take the opening narration from an episode? I'm fairly sure he said, "The city of Townsville is under attack" in one episode. Yes, we are in the world of the Powerpuff Girls.
I think we need to teach you a lesson, right, girls?
Is it a bad idea to do a crossover between Friendship is Magic and Powerpuff Girls? No. In entertainment, there's not really such a thing as a bad idea, just bad execution. Part of the problem is they're seemingly trying to emulate both Friendship is Magic and Powerpuff Girls in one episode. It's the same as what type of fanfiction you're going for. You need to pick one or the other and have the other characters cross over into that world. That said, it doesn't do either universe very well. I will admit I haven't watched the original Powerpuff Girls this is based off since I started secondary school, but there's something off about this. And no, I'm not talking about their pink, green and blue outlines. Like, when did Bubbles ever drop an animal into a bin? There are elements that I recognise, like the three of them in a hole in the ground. But something about the way they did it doesn't look right.
That wasn't very cool!
After Rainbow Dash defeats the monster, she lets it go. And then the Powerpuff Girls kill it. I heard people say that the Powerpuff Girls killing the monster is out of character for them. But they always killed the monster. The part I'd say is out of character is this line.
No rush, girls. Let's give her a head start.
When did they ever do that? If they wanted something but it ran away, they'd chase after it. Immediately. Like little kids. But I guess they're trying to make the Powerpuff Girls the antagonist in this story, and therefore made them villainous. The Powerpuff Girls chase Rainbow Dash through Townsville. Eventually, Rainbow Dash's wings go all... I have no idea what happens. But either way, she can't fly.
I need to monitor every stage of the potion. There could be terrible side effects. This is what you get for not thinking ahead.
That's not a Friendship is Magic thing. This also isn't very good at creating tension. The one time we need slower, drawn-out moments, it has quick jump cuts. We are left hanging on a glass bottle for 3 seconds at the start, and yet the part that's meant to build up tension doesn't even last 10 seconds.
Right here, silly Billy! Yoink!
Pinky breaks the space-time continuum and takes Rainbow Dash back to Ponyville. After Twilight shows her the damage she's caused, Rainbow Dash writes a letter to Celestia about what she's learned, while everyone else fixes her mess. I mean, they look happy about it, but still. Also, the lesson sounds kind of off.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned not to take things that don't belong to me. Because I didn't think ahead, I ended up hurting a lot of my friends. And that's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
Wouldn't Celestia read that as, Dear Princess Celestia, I nuked Ponyville, and I'm not sorry. And that's double Rainboom. After one more stupid reference. What even is that thing? The real tragedy with this isn't that it's bad. I mean, it is bad. It places more value on references and memes than actual comedy or telling a coherent story. The problem is no one has tried to do this again. After Dusk's Dawn and then Double Rainboom, no one has tried to make their own MLP episodes. It seems weird that in a community with great animators, VAs and writers, no one has brought those things together to create something. People demand a sandbox for fanfictions and headcanons, and crucify the show for debunking them, and yet no one expands on a part of the world that the show only touched on. Sure, the first 10 episodes may be shit. The writers and animators need to voice the characters as well. Maybe you need to make the episodes 10 minutes long like My Little Ponytails, as opposed to 20 minutes long like Friendship is Magic for whatever reason. But the thing is, if you enjoy doing it, then why stop? Because people were critical? Because it didn't get the attention you wanted? Surely that's a reason to try harder, to make something better, to work out where you fail and where you succeed. Maybe one day you'll get the recognition you seek, or maybe it'll just be a fun little hobby. Hi, I'm Burning Mandela. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm still a nobody on the internet and I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But I'm doing it anyway, and I will continue to do it because it's fun.